The Life of Man, Burn It in the Fire. I just finished watching The Hidden Fortress, a 1958 movie by Akira Kurosawa, which is a super fun adventure movie. Hilarious, exciting, um, and got me kind of choked up. Um, there is a scene late in the movie where the heroes, there's the warrior, the princess, the loyal servant woman, and these two buffoon fools, greedy, horny fools. Um, and they're trying to get the princess and the treasure, which is hidden in wood, across to the back to safety, back to their own country. But they come upon a fire festival and they kind of blend in. And in the midst of it, they get swept up, and like the people are like singing this song, the life of man, burn it in the fire, and it's like they're throwing the wood into the fire, and it's like just like the life of an insect. It's like life is a dream. It's like it's like burn, 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 embrace it. It's like this joyous thing, and they grab the wood that has the gold in it, and they the supporters are like, oh, we're gonna toss in the fire. Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy. And the two fools are like, no, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. And like, you're laughing at them because they've been such greedy, grasping these two guys peasant guys have been so, they've basically been willing to do anything to betray anyone, to betray each other just to get this gold. And now it's getting taken away from them yet again. And it's getting cast into the fire. And the warrior goes, no, let them. And they burn it in the fire. And then and he says, dance, dance. And everybody dances, and the princess dances. And you can really see that the princess goes like, wow, this is just like so amazing. And it's like, there's this scene, like, because the whole movie kind of centers around this gold. I mean, also around the princess, which is probably significant that she's also embracing it. But it's just like, it is a dream. It is something. Just cast it into the fire and live. Cast it in the fire and live. And it's a beautiful scene. And it gets revisited later in the movie. It becomes, you feel like this becomes the theme of the movie. And it was beautiful and so engaging. And it's funny because I came to this from there's a podcast where they're talking about kind of the influences of Star Wars, and one of the influences of Star Wars is, of course, Akira Kurosawa, and one of the movies that influences him, you can see kind of like there's a princess, there's kind of a heroic guy, there's two kind of dolts, which I guess are the droids, but they took it like, it's like, oh, this is like one of the influences, and I really like the very limited amount of Akira Kurosawa that I've seen, and so I watched this movie, and it's just like, oh, it's like this movie it is a fun, rousing adventure movie, but it also has just the most beautiful, beautiful message in it. Sorry, a hummingbird. A hummingbird just came by and looked at me and said, "Oh, life of man, burn it in the fire." Uh, and 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 it's just, it was just, it strikes me. It strikes me like, I can. There's some of the original Star Wars, I get that kind of same feeling for. Some of the later Star Wars, I would probably argue that this is 1958, so it's like a 60-year-old movie. I'd be interested to see where I won't be around to see where the later Star Wars movies are in 60 years. I have a feeling The Hidden Fortress will be a movie that will the life of man, burn it in the fire. And you look at, and it's a movie where I look at, and it's like, well, you'd like to be the warrior, you'd like to be as noble as the princess, you'd like to be as loyal and self and just great as the little servant woman who has hardly any lines in this movie, but proves herself to be such an amazing warrior in her own right. And you also think, you look at the two fools, the horny, greedy fools, and you think, oh, that is also me as well. It's a movie that deals in archetypes, but I think at the best of you, you want to be the princess, you want to be the noble, you want to be brave and just forthright as a warrior, and a lot of times You're as greedy and horny as those two fools. And you have to laugh at yourself and, you know, burn it in the fire. Burn it in the fire. Thank you. Thank you, Akira Kurosawa, and all the other people that went to make that movie. All the beautiful music, the cinematography, the great acting. Yeah, yeah. Highly great. Highly recommend. All right.